This is your Weather Xtreme video for Sunday, May the 15th, the Ides of May. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. And before we get started on a look at the models and the maps, there's a look at a picture that Lisa Boggs sent in to us at 3340 yesterday. A gorgeous sunset over the Gulf Coast of Alabama. Thank you, Lisa, for doing that. It's a beautiful picture. The surface map this morning features a large high-pressure system generally over the state of Missouri that is helped to push that front well through us that came through yesterday during the midday hours. And that is allowing temperatures to be a little coolish this morning, more like fall than the middle of May as we head for the summer months. In the upper atmosphere, we have a trough over the eastern half of the country, and of course that trough helping to usher in some cooler and drier air for this nice weekend in May. Temperatures across the United States are fairly mild. We do see some freezing values up across the western Great Lakes, and that is helping to keep the watch warning map a little busy across that area with a number of freeze and frost advisories stretching from Pennsylvania all the way across the Great Lakes back into the Dakotas. This morning, temperatures across central Alabama generally dipping down into the 40s. At the time I captured this map, many stations in central Alabama were reporting lows in the lower 50s, but I think many stations will drop right at sunrise into the 40s, so a nice cool morning over the area. The quantitative precipitation forecast indicates that we're going to see a great deal of rain, especially to our west, over the next 5 days. This map ending on Friday morning. Shows generally on the order of about half an inch, quarter to a half inch over much of north and central Alabama, and that's going to come basically from about midweek to the beginning of next weekend. Storm Prediction Center, SPC, has a slight risk over a small portion of southeast New Mexico and the extreme western Texas, stretching down towards the Big Bend country. That area shifts to the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles and parts of western Oklahoma, as well as just a little sliver of Colorado and a little bit of New Mexico on day 2. That would be Monday into Tuesday. And then Tuesday into Wednesday, we see a slight risk over a good portion of southeast Texas and a little bit of Louisiana. All right, let's get to the 060 GFS model run. And there's our high pressure that is over Missouri, making its influence felt across the southeastern U.S. and bringing us a nice northerly flow. So look for highs today to be generally in the lower 70s across the area. The upper air map, we have basically a bit of a zonal or slightly southwesterly flow across the southeastern U.S. So I think on Monday we stay dry, but as you can see, the flow goes around to the southeast. So we begin to warm up, and we should see highs climbing to near the 80-degree mark on Monday. Now, Tuesday is going to be a bit of a transition day as moisture increases both at the surface and aloft. The GFS is not suggesting any significant little impulses or short waves moving through the flow. So I think for the most part, most of us will stay dry on Tuesday, but we can't rule out an isolated shower in the afternoon as the temperatures get back into the lower 80s. On Wednesday, we begin to see a series of these little short waves. We see one basically over the lower Mississippi River Valley. So as these little short waves move through and with the good southerly flow at the surface and southwesterly flow aloft, we have plenty of moisture. Temperatures should climb into the lower 80s, so we should be seeing some showers. And again, the GFS is suggesting that, although it's putting most of the showers a little to our west at 18Z, but we would see showers primarily in the afternoon. Thursday, once again, we see another one of those little impulses over the Arklatex area in the upper flow as the upper flow begins to become more southwesterly for the southeastern states. And, of course, we saw on the QPF, that's why there's a good deal of precipitation being forecast over the western sections of the lower Mississippi River Valley. And then on Thursday, of course, we see that there's a good chance for showers over much of the area. Friday, the flow remains that way with that deep cutoff low over the west coast of the United States, and that enhancing the southwesterly flow, bringing Pacific moisture aloft into the southeastern U.S. So we stay with showers once again on Friday. Saturday, we may begin to see a change as the GFS, much like it did yesterday, is forecasting a fairly strong shortwave to dive into the southeastern U.S. on Saturday, and by Sunday it cuts that low, that closed low off over South Carolina and Georgia, and that's pretty much the pattern we saw yesterday. So we're getting good model consistency this far out. It does still keep Alabama on the dry side of that closed low, and that's good, but that closed low is forecast to meander a bit, so we'll have to watch the exact location of that. As long as we stay on the western side, we should stay dry, although once again it'll be warm, so we could see some scattered showers. So on Sunday, once again, the scattered shower is a possibility, at least over parts of Alabama. Looking out into Voodoo country, that closed low eventually moves out around the 24th of May. So it's good to see that thing get out of here. And then we get around the 27th of May, the GFS is strongly suggesting that we're going to see a trough come through the central part of the United States, and that could spell a period of wet and somewhat stormy weather for the central and southeastern sections of the United States. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Xtreme video for this morning. James Spann should be back with the next edition first thing on Monday morning. Remember, you can always check with the blog for notes on Alabama's weather. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. By the way, thanks to everybody who came out to the Buck Creek Festival over the last couple of days, Friday and Saturday. We had an absolutely stupendous festival. Mark your calendars for May 12th and 13th of next year. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Have a great day and Godspeed.